What's up guys, Starlink here. So it's Mario's 35th anniversary, right? And I had to do something to celebrate it in some way, so I figured why not make a list of some of my favorite Mario games. So without further ado, I have my Mario shirt on, so let's just jump right into this and get the show on the road, shall we?
I'm Wario. I'm gonna win.
The first Super Mario Land always felt kind of out of place to me. I still enjoyed it for what it was, but it never really felt like a true Mario game despite carrying the name. Super Mario Land 2, on the other hand, felt right at home in Mario's world and really helped show off what the Game Boy was capable of at the time. You had a unique new power-up in the bunny ears, and the music was as catchy as any other Mario game that came before. You also had an interesting world map to explore, with each new area housing a different theme to go along with it, my personal favorite being the Halloween one. We were also introduced to Wario, a character that became so popular that he ended up spawning his very own set of games. Super Mario Land 2 has that unique charm to it that still captivates me to this day. I hold very fond memories of swiping my brother's copy away at night to play under a lamp when I had the chance. Now, it's only fitting that I have the original Super Mario Bros. On this list, as I turned 35 this year myself, and it's also the very first game I ever played, starting down my path in the world of video games. Everybody remembers dying at the hands of their very first Goomba, or flaying their arms about with every jump, right?
Oh,
Now, I may be a bigger Zelda and Metroid fan, but when it comes to the very first outings of these series on the NES, Super Mario Bros. Is the game I'm more likely to play. The controls are a little stiff compared to future entries, but its simple pick up and play nature coupled with its insane replay value make it a joy to experience to this day. With the recent release of Super Mario Bros. 35, there has never been a better time to revisit this classic and experience it in a new light. The updated moves make controlling Mario a breeze, and the unpredictable amount of enemies you face while racing against the clock with 34 other players makes each session intense but fun. It almost feels like someone decided to update the original Super Mario Bros. With DLC 35 years later, and that's pretty amazing. Super Mario 3D World is an interesting one. Being a sequel to Super Mario 3D Land on the 3DS, it combines elements of both the classic 2D Mario games as well as the 3D collectathon titles. It brings back those heavy Super Mario Bros. 2 vibes with the ability to play not only as Mario and Luigi, but also Peach, Toad, and later on even unlocking Rosalina. It introduced a new power-up in the Cat Bell, which gave you feline-like properties, and it also carried on that multiplayer insanity that was present in the new Super Mario Bros. Games, and it certainly feels more well-suited here. This game is so much fun to play, especially with friends and family along for the ride. If you were one of the few people who owned a Wii U, 3D World was an absolute necessity to pick up. Now, some people might consider it as more of a spin-off when compared to other titles, but it's still very much a full-fledged Mario game, only with a slightly different gameplay style that makes it uniquely stand out. There is a reason why Nintendo is re-releasing 3D World for the Switch, celebrating Mario's 35th anniversary. It's a very fun Mario platforming experience that mixes both old and new and should not be missed. Also, as a side note, Champion's Road is the hardest level not only in 3D World, but in all Mario games in my opinion. No joke, this tests your platforming skills to the max. Be prepared to die a lot in this one, folks.
it's me, Mario.
Now, I was a little late to the party when it actually came to playing Super Mario 64, as I didn't even pick up my N64 until near the end of its life in the year 2000, but the experience was still just as magical when I finally got around to it. This was a completely different way to play a Mario game back at the time. Exploring big 3D worlds was a popular thing on the N64, and Super Mario 64 was right there, front and center with the launch of the console. The first time Mario popped out of that warp pipe and I approached Princess Peach's castle, I knew I was in for a treat. Controls took a bit of time to adjust to, as this was a new generation of gaming at the time, and the N64 is well known for not only introducing the revolutionary analog stick for ease of use in exploring 3D worlds, but it was also a very odd-looking and awkward-feeling controller when it came to Nintendo designs. Once you overcame that initial hurdle, though, you were performing jumps and maneuvers that you didn't ever know Mario was capable of, and it felt great. Jumping into various paintings within Princess Peach's castle, exploring huge 3D worlds while collecting all 120 power stars was a blast, and it still is every time I go back to replay it. Nintendo managed to make something special, transitioning that Mario platforming goodness successfully within a 3D space, and it would stand as a proving ground for many other games to follow suit. I still remember the first time I opened the package containing my copy of Super Mario Bros. 3 for my birthday when I was a kid. It happened to be a school night and I had to go straight to bed after the festivities without even getting the chance to play it. Little did my parents realize that I was so excited I couldn't sleep and got up later in the middle of that same night to start playing it and even finished it by morning. I paid for this for the next day when my parents found out, but still, it was worth it. I enjoyed the original Super Mario Bros. And even the spin-off that was the US version of Super Mario Bros. 2, but it was Super Mario Bros. 3 that held that magic touch for me. It was an improvement upon what made the first game so fun, with a slew of new power-ups and many worlds to explore. It felt huge at the time. Each world had its own map with a theme attached to it, with World 4 being one of my favorites as everything is bigger than you, making you feel like an ant. Also, the music of World 6 may just be a simple loop, but it's catchy as hell. The frog suit made navigation of the water levels far more enjoyable to play, and the Hammer Bros suit was awesome, having the capability of killing almost every enemy found in the game. The introduction of the Koopa family added a little more variety to the boss fights, plus the airship levels leading up to them with bullet bills and cannonballs flying everywhere was a cool idea. Also, you can't forget that good old angry Mr. Sun, right? He's an icon. I could go on and on talking about how much I love this game, but it's all stuff you guys have heard of before somewhere, I'm sure, so I'm not going to bore you with all the details. In the end though, every Mario game is good in its own right. It just boils down to which game holds the most nostalgia for you, and Super Mario Bros. 3 has me by the balls when it comes to that. So I've been playing a lot of Super Mario Bros. 35 lately, right? And wouldn't you know it, YouTube actually did something good for once by suggesting a channel that I would actually be interested in. Who would have thought, right? This dude goes by Cosmic, and he happens to be a well-known speedrunner within the Super Mario Bros. Community. And he also happened to be doing a lot of Super Mario Bros. 35 videos, like tips and tricks and challenges. And the nice thing about these is that it not only teaches you to be a better Super Mario Bros. 35 player, but it teaches you to be a better Mario player overall. I mean, I thought I was really good at Super Mario Bros., but then I stumbled across Cosmic's channel and I'm like, holy crap, this dude's on a whole nother level. But you know, that's usually how it goes, right? Because I remember when I was younger, I used to think that I was really good at speedrunning Mega Man X and Super Metroid. But then I discovered the internet existed and I'm like, yeah, I still have a long ways to go. But anyways, that's enough of me blabbing on about my experiences. If you guys have any Mario related stories that you'd like to share, make sure you drop a comment down below. I'd love to hear it. But anyways guys, if you enjoyed the video, make sure to drop a like, or dislike if you didn't. And as always, I want to thank you all for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Reach for the stars.